Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Rayat Bahra University, University School of Agriculture Sciences, I extend heartiest and warm welcome to all present. It is my honor to welcome you all. We are here to celebrate World Environment Day, which is celebrated annually on 5th June to create awareness and action for the environment among the masses. It was established in 1972 by United Nations at Stockholm Conference on Human Environment. Every year, this day is celebrated on the same day and on some theme. Theme of 2023, Solution to the Plastic Solution. Today, our speaker is Dr. Felix Bast. He is a professor in Central University Bathinda and heading Botany Department. He is expert panelist of Paris-based Institutional Science Council and elected fellow of Linnean Society of London and a member of IUCN Geneva. And he has published number of papers in international and national journals. And presently, now he is member. He founded Young Academy of India, an academy for young researchers in the country, which is member of International Science Council. He has published more than 70 research articles in Scopus and listed journal, won 14 academic and research grants, and guided 13 PhD and 3 postdoc students, and 1 international exchange scientist. He has published so many books also. Now I request Dr. Felix Bast to come and interact with the students as well as faculty. I extend heartiest welcome to all my deans, HODs, and my faculty for the joining this talk. And my sincere thanks and are to our worthy Vice Chancellor, Sir Professor Pravinder Singh, for allowing us to organize this lecture. Thank you so much. Over to Professor Felix Bast, please. एडमिट कर लेंगे हाँ जी एडमिट कहाँ से करना एडमिट कहाँ से प्लीज ज्वाइन द लिंक हेलो हाँ जी फेलिक्स सर प्लीज ज्वाइन द लिंक सीधे ज्वाइन किया नहीं सबने बोलना पड़ेगा तो ज्वाइनिंग किया इसको एंड करके दोबारा नहीं स्टार्ट कर सकते सर लिंक हां जी फॉरवर्ड कर दो कॉपी करके खोल के देखना पड़ेगा नहीं खोलो ना लिंक शेयर करो वैसे वो लॉगिन जेड़ा पर WhatsApp पे भेजे ये है YouTube का चलो कर ही रह ज्वाइन हेलो मैं कर देती हूँ. Dr. Felix, have you joined? Dr. Felix?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Rayat Bahra University, University School of Agriculture Sciences, I extend warmest welcome our resource person, Dr. Felix Bast, who is Professor in University Bathinda. I extend hearty welcome to all my deans and HODs, and very special welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor. It is with motivation that we are organizing this lecture. World Environment Day, as you know, is celebrated annually on 5th June to create awareness and action for the environment among masses. It was established in 1972 by United Nations at Stockholm Conference on Human Environment. Every year, this year is celebrated with some special theme. Theme of 223 solution to the plastic pollution. Today's speaker is Dr. Felix Bast,
Ma'am, there are a
who
lot
is a
of
professor of
disturbance here.
botany in Central University Bathinda and is also heading this department. He is a renowned scientist and right now he is an expert panelist of Paris-based International Science Council, an elected fellow of Linnean Society of London and a member of IUCN Geneva. He is gold medalist in his graduation. Professor Bast founded Young Academy of India, an academy for young researchers in the country, which is member of International Science Council. He has published more than 75 papers and plus 15 students. He has guided for his PhD and one postdoc also. And now I request Professor Felix to interact with the students and faculty. And please, over to Dr. Felix, please. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And my best wishes on this World Environment Day to everyone. And I can see that only very few participants here. So I would like to make it an interactive session. So could you please turn on your camera? I would like to see all of you. And yeah, so let's make it interactive. So let's discuss the solutions for this year's theme on how to deal with the plastic pollution. So yeah, whoever has any question, you're welcome to talk to me. Only very few people are here, so there is no point in giving a full talk. Dr. Gurbej Singh, I can see. Do you have any question to me? Gurbej Singh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, over to you. What is your question?
The question is that how we can protect our environment from the degradation, and by the day to day, it's going to be a more garbage over there on the streets, and it directly impact on our animals like livestock, and they become more like damage our environment. So how do we protect our environment, sir?
So why don't you turn on your camera? I don't see you. All right. So, this one is how to reduce our dependence on the plastic, right? So I have already spoke on this topic in the same university long back, 2021, when ma'am invited me to give a talk. I spoke about Antarctic mission. And, in Antarctic mission, it's a zero waste. campaign. We don't bring back, I mean, we are not supposed to throw out any plastics in Antarctica. We have to bring back every single plastic, you know, in fact, every single thing, including our excrement. Can you believe it? We are not supposed to throw out even our excreta there. The issue is that there are no decomposition happens, right? The bacteria cannot live in such a extreme low temperature. So we have to bring everything back here. So to reduce our dependence on plastic, we have to do it. Okay, simply speaking about plastic pollution will not work. We have to do that by action. For instance, in my case, I always, wherever I go, I always bring a water bottle. Okay. So, and I have a YouTube channel, and I have said this in multiple occasions. Plastics, there are certain plastics which are extremely dangerous, while certain plastics which are safe. Are you aware of the plastic code? If you look back, any plastic item, there is one code there, right? There are 3 arrow mark, like triangular, and inside there is one number. Number 1, 2. Manoj, can you mute? Yes. There is a number inside. Okay, so like number 1, 2, 3. So there are few things which are kind of safe, few things are not at all safe. Okay, so for instance, number 1 is PET. Okay, so there is a polyethylene terephthalate, which is not at all safe because it actually leaches out antimony, right? Antimony is a heavy metal and it is actually non-carcinogen. Like that, number 3, number 6, number 7, none of these are safe. Most of these leaches out estrogen moieties. Okay, so while 2, 4, 5 is comparatively better, okay, I cannot say it is safe. Always look for this number. 2, 4, 5 are kind of better. 1, 3, 6, 7 avoid by all means. Yeah, of course, I have a video about this one, different plastics and how to interpret this plastic thing. I'm just sharing that in the chat box. I hope you can see that. Please check out that video. Right? Yes, so I just shared that video in the chat box. So that video covers everything about how to interpret and why these plastics are dangerous in various levels. So number 1 tip. Oh, I'm sorry, I have an important call. Okay, I'll just be back. Okay, I hope you're there. Am I audible? Can someone please? Okay.
In the internet, so there was some problem, Dr. Felix. Now it's resolved.
Okay, fine. So yeah, the video which I shared, please have a look at that video that explains various kinds of plastics and what plastics to be avoided by all means. And yeah, so one of the experience I had is going to Antarctica. So on the way to Antarctica, to my utter surprise, I saw a marine litter island. What does that mean? An island full of plastics. So whatever plastic you throw out, it eventually reaches its final destination is ocean. So how does it work? So in ocean, there are some circulations, so-called thermohaline circulation, very well known, like trade winds, thermohaline circulation that keep on magnifying. They keep on increasing the concentration of the plastic in the ocean. Of course, what will happen in the ocean plastic? It will get degraded, something called photolysis when exposed to the UV light. After many years, it slowly started degrading to microplastics and get into the food web, including penguin. Now, the point is that if you look at the marine litter island, what kind of plastic is coming from? Where does it coming from? Where we have number one answer. So most of the plastic is coming from Asian countries. Okay. So where law enforcement is almost nil. Most of the countries, there is no such enforcement happen. Now, what kind of plastic is there in the marine litter island? Friends, most of the plastics coming from just one source. That is basically the throwaway food container. So my number one tip is to reduce ordering food through Zomato and Swiggy and Uber Eats. So what we are doing just after eating, we're throwing out, just goes to the ocean. That is going to have a huge impact. So if you stop ordering the food through these food delivery apps, that alone can solve most of our problem. Tip number 2 is always bring a reusable bottle wherever you go. Okay, so that is a water bottle. So for water bottle, reusing this pet bottle is never a good idea. Even buying this water in the pet bottle is a very dangerous idea. The reason is that pet bottle, I told you, it leaches out antimony. So it's carcinogen. So we are getting lots of cancer patients and cancer everywhere. But nobody is talking about pet bottle. So how many people of us are actually drinking water from pet? If you avoid that, you can reduce your cancer risk many-fold. Stop using pet bottles. So pet, you know what it is, right? Polyethylene terephthalate. That's Nestor. So number one is the pet bottle. The number inside that the plastic indicator, number one is pet. So avoid it. Always carry a water bottle with you. The Tritan is better. Okay, or PP water bottle is better, more safer than the pet bottle. Tritan is the best. Okay. So yeah, that is another thing which I'm trying. And also, whenever you go for a journey, long journey or train journey, always carry a tea mug or tea cup with you. It could be a steel tea cup, no problem. It will not take much of your space, right? Or a reusable, safe plastic like PP. You can have that kind of thing, or silicon. So another reason is that when you buy the tea from the railway vendor, for example, they are going to give you in the paper cup. This paper? Oh, wait a minute. It's not paper at all. Outside is paper. Inside there is a small layer of plastic. And the moment you pour super hot tea in it, the plastic will melt and mix with your drink. So that is going to be a big problem. So never ever have hot beverage in paper cup. Cold is still better. It will not happen the big thing, like soda if you're having it. Of course, that's not good for health, but at least it's not a big deal, no problem. But hot in this kind of paper products, never a good idea. Always carry a tea cup. I always carry whenever I go anywhere. Okay, so that's very, very important. Next tip: whenever you go for a party, like a colleague is throwing a party or a birthday party, kitty party, whatever party be, bring your own cutlery, a small tote bag, and just bring your own cutlery. It's so simple, and why people are so hesitant, so lazy not to bring it. It's super easy. Simply just one plate, and one spork. That is what my kit has. Spork is like a spoon and a fork. And the third is a cup. So if you have these 3 items, you are dramatically reducing the plastic footprint. So be kind to your mother. Earth is our own mom. We have only one mother, every one of us, right? So Earth is our mother. Just be kind, little bit more kind to her by doing this favor. Bring on cutlery. And also when you're throwing your own party, in the invitation letter or invitation email, explicitly state, I encourage you to bring your own cutlery. It's not a must, but at least encourage them to bring, so that will have an impact, positive impact. And you're holding a meeting, for example, a conference in Rayat Bahra University. If you're an organizer, make sure you're not using the flexboard. See, flexboard you're using just for one event. And after that event, what will happen? You're throwing out and it can never be recycled. Eventually, it will end up in the ocean where it will degrade to microplastic. Huge, huge impact. Okay. Don't use flexboard at all in any of the conferences or events. Look at some of the best universities. For example, in private sector in North India, I would say Ashoka is the best university. Panipat, not too far, right? In Ashoka, they don't use flex at all. Or ISER Mohali is very near to your place. ISER also don't use any flex. So follow those good places. Let them be your role model and follow their footprints. Yeah, so don't use any flex board, okay? And also the VIPs, whoever is a VIP coming on the stage, it's the organizers usually give them these water bottles in the pet. Hold on, wait a minute. Why pet? You can put a glass jar and glass, glasses, the tumblers, right? So let them pour it. So that is much more safer and much more less impactful for the environment, much more sustainable choice, And milk, instead of buying this milk from the grocery store in the plastic, the pouches. So the only way that this plastic pouches serve, the only, the job that this pouch serve is transportation from grocery store to your home. And after that, you're simply throwing out. It's simple waste. And more than that, these plastic pouch leach out estrogen analog. I have released another video in my channel. Please check out the link with PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, is directly connected with the milk served in the plastic pouches. How many of you are aware of it? And the effect when you get this plastic in your system is seen everywhere. In Antarctica, I have seen that. Microplastics getting into the penguin system. The penguin population is now decreasing because of infertility and because of PCOS in penguin. Plastic, friends, the thing is that plastic has got several molecules like bisphenol A, bisphenol S, and bisphenol F, and phthalates. All these molecules mimic the structure of estrogen molecule. Estrogen is female reproductive hormone. And because it's a structural analog, it will elicit all the biochemical and physiological properties that estrogen does. So including reduction in the fertility rate. So that is why avoid milk in the milk bottle by all means. Okay. And also, of course, you have to sensitize whatever I covered to other people in your group. So that is the only option to reduce this waste. Yeah. Any questions you have?
Any question from any side, please? Students and faculty. Actually, Dr. Felix, most of the students have joined on YouTube also, so they are not able to reply.
So can someone please check the YouTube? Is there any comments in the YouTube chat box?
Is there any comment in the YouTube chat box?
YouTube पे ही चल रहा है
हाँ, Dr. Felix, now I will introduce to you Dr. Manoj Bali. He is professor in chemistry and dean of University School of Sciences.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Fine.
I just invite him for the vote of thanks. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Thank you,
sparing your valuable time.
Sorry, I couldn't join because of some the meeting that was going on. And, I have heard your name, Dr. Felix. It many times from our faculty, and they really appreciate you time and again.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
We are looking for if there are any comments on YouTube.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today as a proud grateful to express my heartfelt thanks on the behalf of Rayat Bahra University. I'm immensely thanks to Dr. Felix Bast, Central University Bathinda, who spared time from the busiest schedule to grace and occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely to encourage us in our future. And I also extend my thanks to Dr. Amita Mahajan, HOD Agriculture, to organize such kind of expert talk which enhance our knowledge. And I also thank my dearest student for the active participation. Again, thanks.
Now I invite Dr. Bali for his expert comments on Environment Day, and thanks to Dr. Felix.
See, my comments, I think after such a good talk, what I have heard from Madam by Dr. Felix. So I normally tell my students that environment is such a thing that if we start doing something today, we won't see any results today. But that decision will affect the environment in coming 20 years or so. So whatever we are doing about the environment, whether we are disturbing the environment or doing something good about the environment, that we are actually doing for our next generation, that is our son or daughter in the long. So it is our duty to keep the environment good so that our coming generation, they enjoy good environment, they live a healthier life, and the things, they move toward a better side rather than doing so many precautions and taking so many pills, etc., for keeping a good health. A good start today will give us a good effect in coming 20 years whenever we are doing something about the environment. So I think that is what I normally talk to my students and try to pursue some good habits. Like somebody told me that there is a good habit nowadays at this Chatweed Zoo. If you go and buy chips over there, they will give you chips. They will tear off the packet. They will give you the chips in a paper bag rather than giving you chips in a plastic. Then somebody said that whenever they throw away this polythene bags, they throw it by filling it in a plastic bottle so that they don't spread over here and there, and both the things they get discarded at the same time in the same way. So I think that is all that I would like to say. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam, for calling me for this meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. As sir has said, it is the contribution of every individual which matters. So we should not think that if I do it, it doesn't matter. Many people are also there who do like this, but every person contribute to by its own. So we must contribute towards the protection of our environment and for our future generation, for the sustainable development, for the sustainable environment. So thank you so much, Dr. Felix. Thank you everyone for joining this talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.